action fanatics, welcome to another edition of the Bulletproof podcast. I'm your host, Chris the Brain. Joining me once again, it is the Toy Man, Chris DiPetrillo, a bit under the weather, however.
That's right, joining for the first time from the sick bay tonight. But you know what? We must persevere. We must provide the Bulletproof podcast to all of our fans. And this is a special one, so I wasn't going to miss this one.
And also joining us, it is Ryan Campbell.
That's right. Diving into head first into the world of Bruceploitation this week. It's a big pool, Brain.
This is the first time we've ever covered any Bruceploitation here on the podcast. Of course, there's been many Bruceploitation reviews on the site, and if you joined us last week at the end of that episode, our Street Hunter episode, I shared some sad news that our friend Sean Cavender had passed away. And that we will be dedicating this week's episode in his memory. And Sean was a huge Bruceploitation fan, and the movie we're going to be covering, Challenge of the Tiger, was his all-time favorite Bruceploitation movie. I was thinking back, and I really believe the first time I kind of communicated with Sean was back when the Clones cast was happening, and they had a couple live chats, like live shows. And me and Sean were like some of the handful of people that were in that chat talking. And then, of course, we connected on social media, and he ended up helping us out with the Ultimate Bruceploitation Countdown in 2024. And then last year for Actionversary, he did the fantastic Bruceploitation from A to Z post, which you can I encourage you to check that one out. He put a lot of work into that, and it was a labor of love for him. Much like, doing this show and doing the site is a labor of love for us, Toy Man.
Very much. Sean was a guy who was also very positive with a lot of his feedback. He knew a lot of things. He would kind of point out things either in the podcast comments on YouTube, he'd be tweeting at us, or he'd be on Blue Sky, just kind of a jack of all trades. But Bruceploitation was near and dear to his heart, and that's why we have made this selection for tonight's tribute episode.
Absolutely. So, we're gonna give a show that I want to do an episode where no doubt Sean would have been hitting me up instantly with his feedback because of the fun we're gonna have, I think, with this. And it's hard not to have fun with a movie like this, Toy Man, because this is one of the more bizarre, and that's saying something, Bruceploitation movies, because there's some really out there ones.
Yeah, I mean, this one is definitely up there as far as the randomness. A lot of familiar faces, a lot of quirks that kind of go along with the tropes of Bruceploitation. And, it kind of borders on Godfrey Ho levels at some point. And I'm just interested in getting the Ryan Campbell feedback because, like most of these films, I know they're first time watches for Ryan. But Ryan must have been like, this must have been a whirlwind. Your head must have been spinning at several points.
I don't know. I've seen enough, maybe not technically Bruceploitation, but I've seen enough, wild, wacky movies like that, or some Mystery Science Theater-esque things that I was able to kind of keep along.
Well, let's get into a Challenge of the Tiger. It opens up in a laboratory where we get this Dr. Mindbender-looking Spanish professor who has been working tirelessly on a sterilizer formula. And he's got it perfected. And he's like, oh, I got it. He's so excited. But he does, of course, mention what you have to mention is, this can't be used in the wrong way.
Is there a right way to use it?
Who decides who needs to be sterile or who doesn't? It seems like it was going to be controversial one way or the other.
I feel like the condom companies might have something to say about this.
You're right. The condom lobbyist probably
big condom.
Big rubber would be.
Bolo Young was sent by Trojan to destroy the formula.
I was going to say, big CEO Joe Trojan might have something to say about that.
Well, but yes. So the professor celebrates this scientific victory with his assistant, and 2 seconds later, masked men show up in ski masks, horrible ski masks too, by the way, and they shoot him dead.
And the masked men were known as the Durex Gang.
Thank you. We cut to a slideshow meeting, and we get an instant recap of what just happened. This professor and his assistant dead, and of course they didn't just kill him and leave. They took the formula. We get John T. Ben in here, Toy Man. He's like the head of this agency. I'm sure you recognize this gentleman.
I did recognize him, but I did not pinpoint exactly where.
He
I'm going to.
He was like the mad scientist in the clones of Bruce Lee, which
yes,
maybe. I mean, this one's out there, but that one is probably that one or the one where Bruce Leong is in hell as Bruce Lee, and
Bruce Lee fights back from the grave.
There's the Godfather and James Bond and the Man.
Popeye. Don't forget Popeye.
Popeyes, and that one. Yeah, so that's up there too. But yeah, John T. Ben, he's the head of this agency, and they're like, oh, with this sterilizer formula, terrorists can blackmail the entire human race, which is true. I mean, if we can't reproduce.
Yeah, it's kind of game over at that point.
Right. Or if they only determine who can reproduce, and I think that's where it would be headed. But they're like, we desperately need to recover this formula. And there are only two guys capable of pulling this off. The CIA's Huang Long, played by Bruce Lee, and his partner, Richard Cannon, played by the one and only Richard Harrison. I wonder if he went by Dick Cannon.
Ooh.
I mean, with how this movie goes, he should be.
You would definitely need a Magnum Trojan for Dick Cannon.
Dick Cannon. And he is a man.
You can't sterilize a Dick Cannon, Brain.
I guess. I haven't tried. He's a man who loves the ladies. And we're going to see that. Oh, are we about to see that? Oh, are we about to see all kinds of things? And you got to cue the Montego Bay by the bar case. What a song. I love stolen music in these movies, but this one was I'm putting it in as a nominee for Needle Drop. Of course, it could get pushed out. We're very early in the year, but that was good. And we get to see this estate of one Richard Cannon. So apparently the CIA pays quite well because this is a very palatial estate. But you may not notice that because you may be too busy looking at topless women playing tennis.
Yeah, we got Porsches and topless women all over the place, just living their lives of freedom. Man, that dude's living the life, Brain. James Bond, eat your heart out.
These women are skinny dipping. They're sunbathing. There's a woman showering by the pool. Toyman, there's even a woman enjoying a golden shower of sorts.
Whoa. Now, let's not take it there. I mean, Dick Cannon is not letting the streams fly at this point. He's just kind of sitting back and enjoying the scenery. And I have to say, it's very different from modern times where all of these women would be on social media making fun of each other because they're all trying to get in Dick Cannon's pants. No, they're actually all being like, hey, you know what? You go with her and I'll jump in later and let me join you in the pool. It's a very nice laid back atmosphere for Mr. Cannon.
Real Housewives of Dick Cannon's estate.
Yeah. But that woman, she was under that cherub that was pissing all over and she was loving it.
She looked like that wasn't her first time, Brain.
Right. She enjoyed it.
So she looked like she was so horny, you might say.
Oh, the me so horny nominee woman getting golden showered.
I think so. We got a few already this year, and it's only February.
There we go.
Well, I guess March now.
We're into March now. So then we see Richard Cannon just sitting, on the patio with some of his ladies, and a call comes in from Wong Long. It's time to get to work. I do want to note that Richard Cannon has like the official kung fu good guy voice. Did you notice that, Toy Man?
I did.
You know the voice I'm talking about.
I do.
It's the one he had. It's the one Bruce, the main guy always has. Not always, but more often than
not. The default.
Yeah. That's like, okay, you are going to play, hey, voice actor, you are the hero of the show. Okay, I'll do it. And now we just cut to some presumably bad guys being tailed by Huang Long. And there's like a Japanese bad guy who may be called Nikon. I'm not sure. I feel like they said it at one point. There's, in Toyman, we deal with this a lot. there's not often a lot of information.
No, it's hard to
Detailed,
pick
like
names.
character names, actor, or the actor names could be like 15 different ways. It's difficult sometimes.
Like you even mentioned John T. Ben, he's literally credited as head of the agency.
Yeah, he had no name, character name anyway. But at least we knew it was John T. Ben. So yeah, this Japanese guy gets out of the he's like, okay, stop here. I'm going to get out. He gets out. He goes into the building. We see that Richard is posing as the doorman of the building. And then we get Huang Lung just battling the other guys who were in the car. Because, I mean, this is a Kung Fu movie, Ryan Campbell, and we need Kung Fu fighting.
We do. We need everybody Kung Fu fighting, you could say, Brain.
Yeah, many people have.
Maybe even a few people that are as fast as lightning.
Yeah, Carl Douglas said it best, but many people have said it. And then suddenly there's some snipers who are trying to take out Wang Lung. But that's where Dick Cannon springs into action. And he takes them out. He just pulls out a gun and starts shooting. And Cannon's
that's
like,
where I started blasting.
That's right. Then Cannon's like, oh, you had some bad intel. The real meeting place for the exchange is the bull ring. Because we should point out, we are in Spain, folks.
Yeah, I wasn't clear on that at the moment, and it took a while before I realized that. I was like, does China just have, like, I don't know, they kind of take a little bit from everybody's cultures, in some areas. Do they also have bullfighting rings? But yeah,
they do. They do when they're showing the slideshow. They do mention that Wang Lung has been living in Spain, and I assume obviously so was his partner. So I don't know how they ended up in Spain. If they're who knows? We don't need to know. What we do know is that we're about to go to a bull ring. And there's an actual bullfight going on. So there's an audience in the stands. They're applauding because you've got to applaud something like a bullfight. And Cannon spots the possibly Nikon, the Japanese businessman, with some ladies. Then there's another group, and we see this woman who we find out is named Maria. And she played Conan the Barbarian's mom in Conan the Barbarian.
There you go.
And she spots Cannon and Wang Lung, and it's like, oh, I think those guys are CIA, which makes you believe that she too is a spy, because Toyman, I would imagine only a spy can spy a spy.
Same way that only a ninja can stop a ninja?
Correct.
Spy versus spy? No Mad TV days?
Indeed. So when the bullfight is over, the Matador, so apparently he's in on it, he attempts to give his hat to Nikon, and that's when all hell breaks loose, and we get one of the world's most dangerous bull rings, because everyone's trying to get this hat, which apparently has the formula in it. How did the Matador get involved in this, Toyman? Do you know?
I don't know, because Tito Santana would never let that happen on his watch.
He would not. Thank you for reminding me of another figure I need to be on the lookout for, because they are coming out with a Matador figure at some point.
They are.
And I've really been trying my best to not buy figures for various reasons.
I'm assuming it's an elite, right?
Really just one, yes. Really just one.
It's going to be the next, not the upcoming Target wave, which has Mr. Fuji, but the wave after that.
Okay.
Is the El Matador
There's
wave.
also a Coco Beware I should probably get. I don't know where he comes in, but
he's in the main line.
Okay. Well, I need to get Coco. But back to the bull ring, this hat. And again, we get more Wang Lung Kung Fu fighting. And then we get one of the most memorable scenes in the entire movie that does not involve boobs.
Absolutely.
We get Bruce Lee versus a bull, Ryan Campbell.
Man versus beast. This is what we came here for. There's some clever ways that they shot this, Brain, as they would try to get as much footage they could with a character, either if it is Bruce or stunt people, or I assume him or whatever.
It was him.
In a shot with the bull, but also anytime there was contact, it was like this mannequin bull head, like this taxidermied bull head that they would just kind of shove into him, and it was pretty creative. I like the how they can kind of get around that on the budget, but yeah, it wasn't a big bull. It looked like a junior bull, but he like punches the thing to death.
Yeah, and the red Izod jacket, Toy Man, not the best choice if you're going to be squaring off with a bull.
No, you might as well have a target on your back, and luckily he removes it and then goes for the purple cape as opposed to the red jacket.
Right, very El Matador. And yes, the movie also predates Roger Rabbit in putting in some animation into the live action Ryan Campbell. So
yeah. Oh yeah, where the death punch. Yeah, it was pretty slick way to cover it. Like, how do we show? We can't really show like the skull splitting of a bull, so they decided to just throw in like a quick animated shot in there of like a crack right down the middle. Which again, modern solutions got to have problems. Brain. I think that's a pretty creative way to come up with it. It's kind of a stylistic.
They got that one from the Street Fighter.
That's true.
They had done that in Sonny Chiba's Street Fighter.
They did. That is true. And we talked about that way back in the Bulletproof Action Archives, if you want to listen to that. But yeah, we've got we're done with that. And there's a lot of that in this movie. Then we're just done with that. And now we cut to a nightclub. And again, since we're in Spain, now they've got flamenco dancing as entertainment. And again, the audience is applauding because you've got to applaud something like flamenco dancing. Especially in Spain.
Some really good crowds in Spain, Brain.
They're very enthusiastic.
They are. We need like a clash in Spain.
Didn't they have one? No.
Clash in Barcelona.
Yeah, I'm sure it's coming. Maybe next year. Italy gets it this year.
Italy's next, yeah.
Well, they ran a show in Madrid, didn't they, recently?
I thought they did do a Spain
show.
I
think it was like a SmackDown or something. No, that one with AJ Styles was Madrid, I think, wasn't it?
It's possible.
I think that was.
It all blends together.
Yeah.
So Richard shows up at this nightclub and just decides to join Maria and her companion Charlie. We find out that Maria is somewhat a pseudo celebrity, Toy Man, and she's introduced to everyone at the club as Miss Spain 1982.
Which is amazing because this movie was released in the year of my birth, 1980.
Yeah, so she's a time traveler, is what I got from this.
No wonder Dick Cannon's going after her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Maria's a time traveler, and good for her. That's
maybe that's just her like skill. Like when they were like, "This is the skill portion of the Miss Spain competition."
Yeah,
and that would be a pretty big skill, Brain.
It would be. It would, and we get I'm assuming it was the same Matador that we saw earlier. I wasn't paying that close of attention. I got distracted by the Izod jacket. But yeah, the famous Matador strolls in. He's like, "Hey, Maria, we're both celebrities. Let's do what celebrities do and hook up." But she's like, "No," and she just leaves with Dick Cannon instead. And of course, outside the club, we've got Wong Lung, who's once again fighting because that's why you have Bruce Lee in your movies, Toy Man. You want him to fight.
That's right. Dick gets the chicks, and Bruce takes care of the kicks.
There you go. I like it.
And that should have been the tagline.
Kicks and dicks.
And again, every few minutes you need some of this kung fu action. So Richard ends up back at Maria's place. They're having a nightcap before they decide to head upstairs. Now, we then see that Wong Lung must have followed them because he comes in from the backyard, lets himself in, and there is one of the most well-behaved dogs I've ever seen in my life. Because he just sits there. He just sits there. He's got his eye on the situation, but I try the fucking mailman can't come anywhere on the street at my house.
And they also could not even, I guess they couldn't even find an angry dog nearby to get the audio for it. Cause I don't know what the audio that they're playing.
Yeah, that's that dog. We've got Maria, the time traveler. That dog was a ventriloquist
Yeah.
because he
You
was
think he was
throwing.
starstruck? He's like Bruce Lee. Oh my god.
He was throwing his voice at one point because his mouth was not moving, but there was barking and growling.
That might have been what was going on in the bathtub.
Oh, you're right. To what you just said, yeah. Richard and Maria, they go upstairs. You think, oh, what's going on up there? They're in the bathtub together, and Wong Lung decides to go up there to see what his boy is up to, and he's just like watching Richard do his thing. Richard shoos him away. So
Very nonchalant. Yeah, not like, dude, get out of here. He's like, oh, go do what you got to do.
right, yeah, I'm doing my part. You do your part. So Wong Lung goes back downstairs. He sees the Matador hat on the wall, and you've got to wonder, is that the Matador hat that they were all fighting over at the bull ring?
Just sitting out right there.
Yeah, did she had time to get a nail and hang it up? I don't know. Maria hears the dog, though. Again, this is where the dog does his ventriloquist act. So Maria jumps out of the tub to see what's going on. She gets downstairs. The hat is gone. Charlie shows up. He just comes out of a door. And he's like, you fucked this up. And he shoots her. And then he leaves. So now we get a towel-clad Richard coming downstairs.
Just butt-ass naked in this lady's apartment. She's supposedly dead.
He comes downstairs. She's dying, or so we think. And she's like, leave at once. Danger. And then Richard replies with a very matter-of-fact, rest in peace. He then logged into his Facebook, changed the profile picture to one of Maria, and commented on a Conan the Barbarian post from 9 years ago with the obituary link. Because that is what
the Captain America, I understood that reference meme onto a live podcast, I would.
That is what one does when a celebrity, someone, a famous person like Miss Spain 1982 passes away. That is how you should deal with that grief on Facebook.
That's right. I don't make the rules, Brain.
I don't either. I just observe them. So then we find out that the hat was a fake. The formula was a fake. It was just Spanish fly, Toy Man.
This is all a ruse.
Which is the exact, they're trying to make people sterile, but the
Spanish fly, it would be
stand-in is it's doing the opposite. So yeah, this movie can't decide where it wants to go.
Well, I'm going to tell you where the movie's about to go because we're now pointing our way to Hong Kong. We're going to leave Spain. We find out that Maria faked her death, Ryan Campbell.
Yeah, she, I guess, was on to them being CIA, so set up this elaborate ruse to, I don't know even know what the goal was because she doesn't really get too much information out of the whole deal, but
yeah,
I guess it throws them off the trail.
Trying to get them off her case.
Well, yeah, now they're not going to be looking for her because she's dead. Or so they think. She does have the real formula. She calls her boss, and he's like, all right, I'm going to send Kong and Leopard to make sure you get back to Hong Kong safely. I'm going to sell this formula to the highest bidder, which that's sensible. That's a good plan, boss. Now, so we've got this boss, and he's got Maria working for him. He's got Kong and Leopard. We need to throw in another faction. And wouldn't you know, it's the Viet Cong. Ryan Campbell, why?
Why? Why?
No,
I don't know.
Why?
You're asking why did the
Vietnamese want to get involved in this?
Oh, I don't know, Brain, because they so horny.
Any geopolitical studies you did on this? I don't know, but yeah, the Vietnamese, they're interested in this formula, and they
want to give it to the captives that they've had in captivity for 10 years.
There you go. See, I knew you could come around with something. Commander Yang, and what Commander Yang, Toy Man. One of the best.
Making the Eagle Shadow.
One of the best to ever do it. Wang Zheng Li.
Icon.
He is one of the best, and he's been tasked with recovering, and he's got his own team, which includes the lovely Fa and the ominous Pang, played by the one and only Bolo Young.
I didn't recognize Bolo Yum.
How could you not?
Yeah.
The pectorals alone are
Right.
he
Indistinguishable.
almost had as big of boobs as the tennis players earlier.
And he was casual Bolo here. He wasn't like
He
dressed
was.
in like anything intimidating or anything like that. He was like laid back Bolo.
Yeah. Well, the Vietnamese are known for their laid back style. Maybe. I don't know.
Either that or the wardrobe budget was not very high
Yeah,
on this
he was just wearing what he showed up in. Wang Lung and Richard make their way to Hong Kong, and they have a contact there, Anna, and she meets up with them. And we also see that Leopard and Kong have made their way to meet up with Maria. So this is a globe trotting adventure, Ryan Campbell.
Yeah, we needed like the Indiana Jones map with like the lines darting around to kind of help us keep track where everyone was going all the time.
That would have been nice. Maybe we could do they've already done a nice blue. We could do some sort of different cut. We can see. We see
bulletproof cut.
Exactly. Because this has just got it. No one has the rights to this. We could do whatever we want. Right, Toy Man? We can just do whatever the hell we want.
It's free reign.
Okay, well, so we see Leopard and Kong do their thing. They do meet up with Maria, and she's like, "Who the hell are you guys?" Oh, okay, and she just goes with them. Now, the next morning, it is tea time with Wong, Richard, and Anna. And Wong wonders, hey, maybe the Viet Cong are after this formula. Like, he just pulls that one out of thin air.
It's like reverse foreshadowing.
Yeah, because we've already known that. Like, that should have been beforehand. But that's fine. And what do you do, Ryan Campbell, when you are tasked with finding this formula that could hold the future of the human race at risk? What would you do? I mean, what would the first thing you do? Would you just go, I don't know, hang out at the beach?
Probably, Brain. I mean, you can't just tip everybody off that you have something important. If you spend the day at the beach first, people are like, well, surely he doesn't have anything that important. He's spending the day at the beach. It's like reverse psychology, Brain. Mm-hmm. If you're like freaking out and panicking to get this thing somewhere it needs to go, people assume you have something important.
I see. Well, they go to the beach, but so does
you got to zig when they zag, Brain.
Okay. I'll know this if I'm ever in this situation. I'm getting some helpful advice. But yeah, Fa is at this beach as well, and she accidentally, in quotes, folks, trips over a sunbathing Richard. And then she plays the whole, oh, I twisted my ankle. And Richard's like, well, I got to make sure you're okay. And next thing you know, they're up in Dick Cannon's hotel room.
Dick Cannon probably wants to get this sterility drug or whatever it is, infertility drug for himself, because with the way that he's laying pipe around this film so far, he's not going to want any paternity suits.
Right. I mean,
he wants a family in every continent.
He's gonna get his wish. So yeah, when they get up to the room, it's lights off, clothes off. Dick Cannon strikes again.
And we get a 4-minute love scene.
You timed it. Very nice, Ryan Campbell.
I think it was more, I was watching this out in like right in the common area where my kids could be coming in any moment. So I scrubbed it ahead a little bit. I think it was like 4 minutes. It was a long love scene.
Putting the X in exploitation.
That's right.
Then we cut to Kong, who's got the headphones on, joins some music. Leopard's working out. In the other room, just in case your kids were still in the vicinity, Ryan Campbell, we have Maria showering.
Yeah, I think at this point, I was confident they weren't going to be popping out, or just kept my finger on the trigger there.
And then after the shower, we get to see her skincare routine, and just again, definitely, I have to believe this is the most nudity of any Bruceploitation movie. Am I wrong here, Toyman? Am I missing something? Am I forgetting one that I'll be like, oh shit, you're right?
No, you're not missing anything because even the one where they were in hell when Emmanuel was one of the characters did not
Right.
have that level of nudity.
Right. How about Emmanuel in space? Let's maybe we should review that sometime. The whole series.
Bulletproof After Dark.
Very important series to the After Dark community. But yeah, while all that's going on, again, now these guys are bodyguards. Kong, as a bodyguard, probably should not have headphones on and just be bebopping to some music. He should be alert. And that's probably why the Viet Cong are outside, including our man Bolo. And
It's not just that the guards, when they wear headphones, it's that any slight noise outside the headphones, they immediately disregard as something not important enough to actually
Right.
pause their music and check on.
he could have been listening to Montego Bay by the Barcades, and I wouldn't blame him because I listened to that quite a few times since rewatching this film.
Actually, if you listen, I believe it's that part. I'd have to go back and watch the movie again, but there is a part where I think they're using Isaac Hayes on the soundtrack, and it's the song that the Ghetto Boys sampled from Mind's Playing Tricks on Me.
There you go. Yeah, so sometimes you can I can use the Shazam as long as there's not like a lot of extra noise, you can get it. But sometimes you gotta have headphones on to watch these movies sometimes to really get it. Here's an interesting scene now, Ryan Campbell, because now Maria's done with the shower, done with the skin routine, and now she's just on her bed. And I don't know, maybe she's thinking about Dick Cannon, but she seems to be like writhing.
And not in pain.
No.
Yeah, and I don't know if this is just I missed a cue here, but yeah, I'm not entirely sure what they're trying to imply that she's got her writhing here, unless she accidentally took the serum or something. I don't know.
I think she wanted to just diddle herself. I don't know what's going on. But the Viet Cong get inside her room. Leopard hears something and he says, "Hey, I heard something in the other room." And Kong's like, "Well, of course. It's bath time."
That's right. This must be a common thing, I guess.
I mean, you should say, "What kind of?" You heard like splish splash. Yes, it's what's
But not
right. Yeah. What is that? What are you do? What are you doing in the bathroom, Kong? You sick son of a. So there's more noise, and they're finally like, okay, we better check it out. So we get goons versus goons. And
the rare goon on goon matchup.
Yeah. And it doesn't really, it's kind of a draw. Nothing really comes of it.
Well, we don't want to book one goon to appear tougher than the other goons.
That's true. And now we got to cut back to, let's catch up with Fa and Dick Cannon. Dick Cannon is asleep after their erotic encounter, and Fa gets up and she starts snooping around. But Richard wakes up and catches her, so she nails him in the junk and escapes.
Well done.
And then Anna gets word to Richard and Wong to meet her in Macau. So now we're moving on again. Pang goes back to Commander Yang, and he sees a guy just hanging, killed, and Yang's like, failure means death.
Bye, Bo.
Yeah, bye, Bo. No room for error under Commander Yang. Now we're going to see the boss's headquarters. And he has a whole army of martial artists, very Enter the Dragon-like. And they're under the tutelage of Joe. Just Joe. And we find out that Joe and Leopard must be gym bros.
Is Joe the one that I texted you and asked if that was where Kenny Omega got the cleaner gimmick from?
Oh, that's what you were talking about? See, I wasn't watching.
Yeah, he looks dead on like Kenny Omega's cleaner. Like he's got the gloves, the glasses, the kind of like curly, grayish, dark hair. I'm like, is this where he pulled the cleaner from?
See, I had no.
Or was it like a common trope in these movies or something? Maybe like it looked dead on Kenny Omega's cleaner look from New Japan.
You know what? When you sent that, I had no idea what the hell you were referencing. But I swear, I just listened to something or read something somewhere where somebody was mentioning something about Kenny. I'm like,
Ryan's thinking of Leopard. Leopard's the guy with the sunglasses and the black tank top.
yeah.
Okay. Leopard's who I'm thinking of then. Sorry.
So yeah, Leopard, and yeah, they kind of like do a little fist. I don't know if they do a fist bump or just a shake, but
They do the Predator. They do
that's
the
right.
you son
They
of a
do
bitch. Yeah.
That's right. They do. So yeah, you're like, okay, yeah, Joe and Leopard, man, they're gym bros, and they were happy to see one another again. Kong then gives Maria a tour of the evil facility,
Which is just the courteous thing to do.
exactly. Like, here's where we're going to do this, and once
Spent a lot of time. See, you know, secret, how much it costs to build those kinds of facilities, and the secret. I mean, you put all that work into it, they're going to show it off, Brain.
I would imagine so. And yeah, so we get the little tour, and like, okay, yeah, these people are just ready. They're just waiting for us to do whatever we're going to do with this formula. But okay, here's the boss, and Maria then the boss introduces Maria to his right-hand man, Dick. And Dick,
Different Dick than Dick Cannon.
Yeah, multiple
Right.
dicks.
yeah, multiple dicks, which Maria's used to. But listen, the boss introduces Dick was played by the producer of the movie, Dick Randall,
Good tidbit.
and
Double dipping.
he's in charge of making sure the formula is the real deal. I don't know how he's going to go about that.
Takes like 9 months to figure out if it's a real deal.
It takes a dick to know.
Yeah, it must. So Dick, he's going to figure it out. Maria's like, hey, just so you know, I had some CIA guys on my ass. So one of them literally, and he's, I've got this whole army of karate kung fu men. They'll be taken care of, and we will all be millionaires. So this is like a benevolent boss. He's not even, or he could be lying, of course, as well. Like, he's sharing millions with everybody.
I like it. I'm kind of digging this all for one gimmick he's got going on.
I'm thinking he's a damn liar. So Wong and Richard now get to McCaw, and they have motorcycle men to deal with. Ryan Campbell.
A good old fashioned motorcycle battle in McCaw, or this globetrotting movie we got going on here. Some good stuff.
So yeah, we get that. Afterward, Wong's like, hey, you need to really learn some kung fu because I'm getting fucking fed up with doing all the fighting. But Anna shows up, and now she's like, tomorrow here in McCall, there's going to be a big ceremony. Everyone's going to be there. So they're going to go.
Hey, Anna finally did something.
She did. And as one might expect at a big ceremony in McCall, the music playing is Stars and Stripes Forever.
Because of course it is.
And then we get, again, this is another one of those little fun things that can only happen in a Bruce.
Guerrilla filmmaking at its finest.
We get some unexpected cameos. We get Jane Seymour, Jack Klugman, and Morgan Fairchild, who Toyman remembers vividly from Flamingo Road. Toyman has told us that the streets of Rhode Island shut the fuck down when Flamingo Road came on. Everybody was in their house watching Flamingo Road.
Appointment television.
Now, see, you actually went a way that I didn't expect you to go because I figured you to put a note about when Bruce Lee was communicating with Jack Klugman at some point. And I expected a note like Toyman was probably wondering if they were talking about Brett Summers' appearances on Match Game.
No. We know your true love is Flamingo Road.
Well, see, that's why I didn't sneak that in because I know you're a fan of the Match Game.
I am a fan of the Match Game, and Jack Klugman, of course, also from, he's Quincy, The Odd Couple.
The Odd Couple.
Jane Seymour was Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman.
Yep.
And living.
Ryan Campbell, have you ever watched the old Match Game?
I have not.
Have you ever watched the new Match Game?
Probably not.
Don't watch the new one. I'll tell you, don't watch the new one. But there's plenty of free episodes and marathons on YouTube. You should check it out. It's a good time.
I probably won't.
Brain will vouch for that.
Thank you for your honesty, Ryan Campbell.
I've got like 60 TV shows I got to review this next few months. So
You've got
I don't know if I'll get to the match game.
What was I listening to? The music kind of sounded like the match game music. I don't remember now.
Unless it came on the Game Show Network before or after Supermarket Sweep. I've probably never seen it.
It used to come on the Game Show Network all the time. They used to have like the little midday marathons and stuff.
There you go. Toyman's very helpful. But yeah, everyone is at this ceremony other than these stars who were obviously there for some sort of film festival or something, and these bastards just filmed them and had Bruce Lee go up to them and like, hello.
Do you think any of them recognized him?
No.
Do you think any of them knew who he was?
No. Hell no.
I do like all the uncrediteds on the IMDb from those cameos.
Like, how would they know? I'm like, no, they don't know who he is. I'm like, when were these movies even hitting? Like, no, I mean, maybe Jack Klugman would go down to Chinatown and check out some chop sakis when he was bored. I don't know, but I'm going to guess not. But Maria's there, the boss, Dick is there, Commander Yang is there, Wong Lung, Richard Cannon. There's a waiter. Did you notice the waiter who sees a
right
camera?
into the camera?
He's like, oh,
this is my moment.
There's a camera, but then he's like, oh, I better move out of the way. This whole scene, it's all pointless. Other than getting the added star power of Flamingo Road's Morgan Fairchild, what purpose did any of this serve Toyman? Did I miss something?
I think it was just like a little bit of padding, like a little, maybe if they made a sizzle reel back then, it's like, look who we got in our movie. It's the equivalent of like slapping someone's name on the DVD cover and they die in the first 2 minutes.
That's fine. But yeah, so nothing really comes out of it until they get to the parking lot after, like, oh, wait, the boss is leaving. So they go to the parking lot. Richard, again, who has no fighting skills, is knocked out. Anna is abducted. This thing is starting to fall apart, folks. And when Cannon gets back to his room, there's a note. If you want Anna alive, come to the cathedral at 4 p.m. Well, so they go. And that note was from Fa.
Ooh.
And she gives Richard a map. And can we trust this map? But Wong Lung's like, well, it's risky, but we'll try anyway for Anna. Anna! Who they just met.
Right. That's given so much, contributed so much to the team.
I mean, I'll applaud them for that loyalty, but it seems a little like, who the hell? They don't know. Anna could be in on it. This could be a trap, but maybe that's what he's saying. But
everything else has been a trap up to this point.
Right. You're right, Toyman. You're following along. Good for you. Commander Yang then has he doesn't want any loose ends, and he doesn't want anything that he's a bastard. And he kills Fa. You're done too. He started off with like 3 people. I think he's now killed all of them.
Not a lot of job security working for him.
No, not at all. We do cut to Anna, who's being interrogated by Kong. And she's like, yeah, I'll spill the beans for $1 million. And then they like let her up, and she has enough time to swallow the cyanide capsule that she carries with her. That's some real spy shit right there, Ryan Campbell. You just better to die than spill the beans.
That's right. That's the old like cyanide capsule in the tooth. You just gotta take one for the team. The ultimate take one for the team.
That's like, yeah, Wilfred Brimley had that pill he would take that would give him cardiac arrest if they ever found out about Cure and Remo Williams. Maria and the boss are now relaxing, and they get news from Kong about Anna, and the boss is like, whatever. And that's about the same time Wong and Richard have arrived at the headquarters, and they start taking out bad guys. We do get Richard versus Joe, which, again, Richard's not much of a fighter, so he needs help. Wong shows up. It's 2-on-1, and Richard does drop the movie's one and only bastard.
Just the one, Brain. I'm
Surprised
so
that none of the
sorry.
women called him a bastard.
Right. You would think there would have been. I mean, again, this movie, heavy on the boobs, light on the bastards. The boss then gets word that the CIA has arrived, so he's like, okay, I got to get out of here, but you guys stay behind and fight them so I can get the hell out of here. But see, now that's more of a boss move, not I'm going to share millions with you. That I believe, Ryan Campbell. I did not believe he was going to share all that money with his people.
Yeah, sadly, he turned out to be just like every other greedy asshole rich guy.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, now we get Wong versus Leopard, which ends pretty. I mean, very memorable because he again wears those sunglasses. He has that cleaner look, as you mentioned, Ryan. But you know, the bad part of wearing sunglasses is when somebody punches you in the eye, you get shards of those sunglasses in your eye.
Yeah, it's crazy you don't see that happen more often in movies and stuff like that. But yeah, those suckers went straight backwards directly into the old eyeballs.
You would think you'd take the sunglasses off. Like, okay, I mean business, you bastard, let's go. But he did not, and he paid for it. We got Wong versus Kong, and you know, these two have fought 9,015 times, Toyman, throughout these.
Best fight in the film for sure.
So yeah, these two have been in so many movies together.
You can really tell the chemistry they got.
Maria is knocked out, and they get the real form. Why did she still have? Didn't she give the real formula to Dick? Why did Dick give it back to her? Why did any of this stuff happen?
She take it back from Dick? Did she was he like, haha, I've got it? And then she's like, I don't trust this bastard.
Did she make a copy of it, Dick? I want the original. For I don't know reasons. But anyway, it doesn't matter. They got it. The boss, of course, he's not a fighter, so he can't do anything. But there is one bad guy left that we have to deal with, and that is Commander Yang. And you got to be thinking here, Toyman, okay, this is going to be something because we got Bruce Lee and Wang Zhengli. This is going to be a fight, but it's a moving fight.
Yeah, they're in a car, and we don't get any of the chemistry that we mentioned with the previous fight. We don't get any fancy footwork because it's all about the stunt show to cap this one off.
Yeah. Yang drives away. Wong jumps in. They're in this car. The car, of course, goes off-road. And as cars that go off-road in action movies should, Ryan Campbell, it blows up when it stops.
If they didn't, then you immediately ask for your money back. Any car, if there's a car, a cliff, there needs to be an explosion. Again, I don't make the rules.
And there is, and it's a pretty good one. And it's like Richard Cannon's there like, oh no, I've lost my partner. But wait, folks. No. Wong apparently jumped out. And he's like right there. Very, they obviously, I would imagine this is where Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade stole it from. Where we think Indy has plunged to his death in the tank.
He just kind of walks up on the other end and kind of
And
looks down.
everybody's looking down and not seeing that he's like right on the little ledge right near you. But yeah, Wong jumped out. He's good to go. And it sets up for a sequel, Toyman.
A sequel that never was. You might have to fantasy book that. That might have to be a what if post.
Yeah, what if Dick Cannon and Wong Lung teamed up again, and how many boobs would there be in the movie? And whose boobs would they be? Would you
pick? How many places can they go?
And would Morgan Fairchild's boobs be in the movie? These are good questions. And
would Morgan Fairchild know that her boobs were in the movie?
Right. Did they just? That's another. We're asking some good questions, folks. We don't have any answers, but we have some.
Just filming at the Los Angeles Country Club.
Yeah.
locker rooms.
Locker room. Yeah, just set something up.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. It's completely legal. They won't know about it because we're showing this overseas, and eventually it might make its way back here. But by then, it'll be water under the bridge. But there you go, folks. This one again, one of the oddball ones, but definitely one. I don't think you're going to forget that you watched this, Ryan Campbell. There
No,
are some
definitely
very
not.
memorable things in it, with the bowl, with the boobs, and with Dick Cannon.
Bulls and boobs.
Toyman, I know you've seen this one before. Your thoughts on your rewatch?
For a film that doesn't really have any standout fights and, that kind of mishmash plot, it's enjoyable because it's just so frantic and loony with everything that it throws at you. The fights, the small fights that there are fun. Like I said, there's not like one truly great standout
Right.
one truly memorable one, but Bruce Lee is fun. Dick Cannon, I mean, I swear to God, I think Will Ferrell might have gotten inspiration from this film for Anchorman because the way that he's macking it to the ladies the whole film, it's like, all right, like, are you actually trying to be a 70s newscaster, or were you watching some Bruce Exploitation back in the day? But no, I mean, it's just a silly, fun movie. It's not one worth rewatching over and over for the fights or for the action. But if you need some turn your brain off food, this is pretty much at the top of that list.
I now want to see Dick Cannon on the diving board and saying,
Cannonball.
"Yeah, I would."
I want him to tell me where the origins of San Diego
Yeah,
came from.
it's Maria's vagina. Yeah. This one is, I've seen it a few times now, and I still can't make sense out of most of it. But again, it's so much nonsense that it's probably again definitely top 3 nonsensical Bruceploitation movies. We might have to have a contest again between that, Popeye, and of course the clones of Bruce Lee.
They definitely went for it plot wise. Like it seemed like they were trying to create this kind of like espionage spy angle built into a Bruceploitation kind of framework. So, I mean, I guess they could always just take the easy way and kind of do a cookie cutter plot, but they didn't exactly structure it together very well. But I'll give them points for trying.
Right. I mean, and I
Did
think
you mention the Nazi salute
no.
that the villains, once they had the formula in their possession, decided
right.
to give the Sea Kyle?
No, it was like a mix of Sea Kyle and all in hands team on 3.
Oh, exploitation at its finest.
And and I know Michael Worth has talked about this. It's like we're in 1980 at this point. Bruce Lee had been dead for 6 years now.
6-7 years, yeah.
And it's like, all right, what do we? And they've went to that well so often. Like, okay, we'll do another Big Boss. We'll do another Chinese or Fist of Fury. They had to at some point be like, okay, we need. What would they kind of were like? What would Bruce be doing now? Maybe he'd be. They continue where he's like a spy, like he wasn't Enter the Dragon, and he did spy movies, or he did, adventure movies where it's Bruce Lee in New Guinea, which is one I talked on the Clones cast. But yeah, so I think that's what they were going for. It's like, okay, and Bruce Lee still, that's been said too. If somebody would hire Bruce Lee to do a Bruceploitation movie right now, he'd be there. He loves, acting and being the star and being in movies. So he was probably all about it. He was the director of this one. So he was really all in on this one. And obviously probably wanted to do something different where he didn't have to act like Bruce Lee.
I didn't know he was the director. That's interesting tidbit.
Yeah. So, he wanted to be a movie star, Toyman. And
he was. I mean, especially within certain circles, like people like ourselves that pay tribute to this type of content, with obviously Bruce Lee's loss, people were rushing to fill that void, but Bruce Lee was definitely one of the pillars of what followed.
Yeah, definitely one of the top, the big 3 of the clones. There's more than 3, but Bruce Lee, and Dragon Lee, they're the top 3. And we'll have to get to Bruce Lee and Dragon Lee somewhere down the road, but nice to have Bruce Lee and our little first taste of Bruceploitation here on the Bulletproof podcast. And again, this one dedicated to the memory of our friend Sean Cavender. He loved this movie. I think the boobs may have had a lot to do with that, but
it certainly didn't hurt.
It didn't hurt. No, it did not hurt. And plus, this is like, I've seen a lot of Richard Harrison movies. Unfortunately, Toyman, but this is one of the better ones for him. Maybe because it's an actual complete movie and not
that's what I was going to say, because he's actually in it from start to finish as intended, and not just, taking the same role and sticking it to 20 different films. Godfrey Ho, looking at you.
Yeah, not just him with a headband that says ninja on it, and
or with his Garfield phone.
Or on the Garfield phone, then interspersed with a movie that came out 10 years prior. Yeah. So good on you, Richard Harrison. This was a good one for you. It's certainly a memorable Bruce Lee movie. He fights a bull, for Christ's sake, people. I mean, he fights a bull. So,
and not like fights a bull. He fights a bull.
Yeah. He's good. He took that bull out. So there you go, folks. There it is, our Challenge of the Tiger episode of the Bulletproof podcast. And definitely encourage everybody to check out, again, Sean's Bruceploitation. I'll put a link to his great Bruceploitation post. Again, the man loved his Bruceploitation, and I hope we did this movie justice. And, I don't know that there's really much else to say. Other than, thank you for listening to this one. And as always, stay tuned for more of the Bulletproof.